You're a summoner? That's the weakest class in the world. The moment Lin Xiao awakened his class, everyone laughed at him. His rival called him trash. No team wanted him. No one believed he could clear a dungeon. Even a normal combat class was considered better than becoming a summoner. But they had no idea. Lin Xiao had awakened a unique S-tier talent. A talent so powerful that nobody else in the world could ever obtain it. Every single day, he gains a brand new S-rank talent. His first summon was just a tiny skeleton. Weak, pathetic, worthless. But after receiving an S-rank talent, it evolved into a terrifying Death Knight. A monster capable of slaughtering entire armies. Then his slime gained the power of endless evolution through devouring. His goblin became a master of legendary weapons. And that was only the beginning. While other people struggled to make one summon stronger, Lin Xiao gave countless S-rank talents to all of his summons. Every day they evolved. Every day they grew stronger. Every day they became more terrifying. Geniuses, prodigies, heroes, none of them could even defeat his weakest summon. Then the abyss descended upon the world. Demon gods appeared. Ancient monsters awakened. Even the gods themselves looked down upon humanity. But when humanity stood on the edge of extinction, one man stepped forward. Behind him stood an army powerful enough to shake heaven and earth. An army of death knights, ancient beasts, divine creatures, and beings powerful enough to rival gods. The world finally realized one terrifying truth. The strongest army was never an army. The strongest kingdom was never a kingdom. It was one summoner, and his summons. This is the story of Lin Xiao, the summoner who turned the weakest class into the strongest existence in the world. Week 1 8-hour video will be uploaded. All novels uploaded here are completed, so you will get a full story without searching or waiting. I have listened to the translated version on web, and there are no major problems with translation. If you want Chinese novel translated, give me the original name of the novel and I will respond to your request as soon as possible. Please make sure your request is on the latest video. If you hear this "u" sound in the novel, it means either question mark or some space is left, like getting materials or experience gain there more but not shown. If after a name is used and after there is silence, it means exclamation marks were used as in shock. I don't know if this will happen in recorded one, but it happened in web version. Chapter 427. Lin Xiao entered the realm of nothingness, a dungeon. Unexpectedly, they discovered that they were not in a special space, but standing on a black, barren land burning with the flames of war. Strange. Did I go into the wrong dungeon? Just as Lin Xiao was wondering, the tree mark left by Green God suddenly reacted. Did he need to see me? Lin Xiao was somewhat surprised, but she quickly contacted him. What's wrong? Green God. Here's the thing. We've discovered a breach in the temple. 3 gods may be eyeing that spot, which could potentially affect our pathway. So we'll be reducing our construction of the pathway for a while. Be careful. A breach has appeared in the temple? Lin Xiao was shocked, not expecting the other party to deliver such shocking news right away. This is because the hint he left for Green God had come into play. If there is any important news, immediately relay it to yourself and find a suitable reason. After all, you and they are important partners. Then he was made to forget about relaying the message. Lin Xiao deliberately took double precautions. After all, he could not completely control Greentown. Okay, I understand. Better safe than sorry. Yes, you should also be careful. Upon learning this news, Lin Xiao immediately contacted the military expert and informed him of it. Is your news true? Where did you get it from? Nan Wanqing asked with a serious expression. The news was so shocking that even he couldn't believe it. It's true. A green god from the great universe told me that he wouldn't lie to me, Lin Xiao said with certainty. Okay. I understand. Without further ado, Nan Wanxing prepared to investigate where the gap was located. As he was about to disconnect, he added, "Be careful. This dungeon is very difficult. Your safety is the most important thing. If Lin Xiao's account is true, then he might not be able to get rescued in time if he encounters danger in the dungeon. I'm fairly confident about defeating the level 85 dungeon. Contact has been lost." Lin Xiao couldn't help but think of the temple's ultimate defenses. If a god appeared, he would be instantly annihilated. The rules of the temple will not disappear because of the appearance of the gap. When Green God contacted me or Lotz, he suppressed his own strength to project the message. Otherwise, he would not have been successfully hypnotized by Lotz. If they come in through the gap, they'll probably be suppressing their strength. I wonder to what extent they'll be suppressed, and whether I'll have a chance to kill them. Lin Xiao really wanted to give it a try. After all, these are 3 gods, 3 provisions of chaos. If they eat them, their strength will rise to a new level, and they will gain new abilities. You have to understand, killing a god isn't that easy. You can only do it through such a clever trick. Otherwise, one can only wait until they reach godhood. Forget it, that's too far in the future. I can't get there now anyway. I'll just finish dungeon first and see if I can make it in time. Even just having a taste of the soup would be nice. Lin Xiao composed herself and began exploring Realm of Nothingness, a dungeon. However, this dungeon is not quite the same as Lu Yongchang's initial description. The dungeon map in Realm of Nothingness is not long, and you will encounter 2 special fairy creatures as soon as you enter, 1 red and 1 yellow. These 2 types of fairy creatures have special abilities. The red fairy will cause the enemy to enter a bleeding state when it attacks, while the yellow fairy will imprison them. In response, I got a lot of targeted items from Remy, but when I came in, it was a completely different story. Just as Lin Xiao was wondering, she felt several gazes fall on her. Following his senses, he saw several fleshy red monsters with hunched, elongated bodies, bent necks, and sharp horns on their heads pressing against him. On the side, there were also many humanoid monsters that looked like giant ants, with round bellies and many sharp spikes on their bodies, which looked extremely frightening. String monster, sawtooth monster. What strange names. But luckily the level is not high, only level 75. Lin Xiao immediately summoned Starlight Unicorn. In this dark, gloomy land filled with the smoke of war, the appearance of Starlight Unicorn is like a ray of hope emerging from this black earth. Take care of them, Phantom Prism. Lin Xiao gave the command, and Starlight Unicorn raised its head, its single horn emitting a galaxy-like light. Then, pieces of zero lens containing starlight appeared around the monster, followed by an explosion. Before they could even react, they were already fried to nothing but chunks of meat. Instant kill. Successfully defeated the skewer monster. Experience plus 500,000. Successfully defeated the sawtooth monster, gaining 500,000 experience points. Sharp. Lin Xiao climbed onto Starlight Unicorn's back. Let's go. Let's finish this quickly. Starlight Unicorn let out an excited cry, its body radiating starlight. As it charged, the starlight coalesced into countless prisms, instantly annihilating any abyss monsters that approached. Messages about gaining experience kept flooding the screen, and soon Lin Xiao saw the portal that appeared in front of him. Lin Xiao didn't stop at all and went straight through the portal, where she found herself back on the black, barren land. The moment he passed through, he felt a powerful gust of wind, and then he saw a long spear thrusting towards him. Starlight Unicorn reacted very quickly, immediately deploying its star protection to block the attack. At this moment, Lin Xiao also saw the other party's appearance clearly. He was wearing heavy black armor and holding a long spear, which exuded an eerie aura. What's even more terrifying is that his eyes revealed despair and madness, giving off a powerful and dangerous sense of oppression. Level 80 Despair Knight. Lin Xiao immediately obtained the other party's information, and the only thing that struck him as unusual was the Despair Knight's near-death skill. A Curse of Despair. When the opponent's health drops below 20%, they will be forced into the Despair Curse. The curse will summon a Grim Reaper to attach itself to the opponent. If the Grim Reaper cannot be killed within the specified time, the opponent will be directly deprived of their life. Instant Death Curse, the power of death itself. But unfortunately your curse has no effect on me. With the Heart of Reversal, Lin Xiao has nothing to worry about the curse. They're not a powerful enemy. Let's just attack. Starlight Unicorn's attacks are extremely fierce, and it immediately unleashes its ultimate move, Star River Dream. The power of Starlight transformed into a dazzling galaxy, rushing directly towards the Knight of Despair, killing him in the simplest, most brutal and fastest way. The powerful attack instantly crippled the Despair Knight, bringing him to the brink of death. You have been cursed with despair. The reversal effect triggers the Despair Curse, transforming it into Hope for Life. Hope for Life. A resurrection spirit appears on you, replacing death in the event of a fatal attack. The resurrection spirit lasts for 3 minutes. Death turns into resurrection? Unfortunately, the time is too short, so it's not very useful. Lin Xiao glanced at it but didn't take it to heart. It's impossible to go reckless just because there's an extra resurrection effect, especially since I already have the ability to resurrect. Successfully defeated the Knight of Despair, gaining 5 million experience points. Lin Xiao's experience points increased dramatically in an instant, and she couldn't help but smile as she looked at the rapidly rising experience bar. It's still more fun to solo Abyss Dungeon. Let's go, keep going. Chapter 428. Entering the second portal, just like the previous dungeon map, there are no additional Abyss monsters, only one Abyss Elite monster. Tall and imposing, with a demonic appearance, clad in regenerable demonic heavy armor, wielding a great sword as tall as his shoulder, he exuded an aura of evil and destruction.
Destruction Knight, Elite Abyss.
Level 80. Quality, Legendary. Talent, Demon Armor, S tier. Skills, Devouring Spirit Summoning, Demonic Strike, Destructive Wind, Invincible Stance. Another level 80 elite monster. I love encountering these. After reading the other party's information, Lin Xiao immediately issued the attack command. Use Starstorm to destroy its armor as soon as possible, otherwise it will enter an invincible state. Lin Xiao quickly relayed the information to Starlight Unicorn. Starlight flowed around Starlight Unicorn, and in the next second, the starlight transformed into endless stars. The stars intertwined with each other, forming a huge storm vortex. Wherever the storm passed, space rippled and was forcibly torn apart. The Destruction Knight tried to dodge, but the powerful suction of the starstorm prevented him from escaping, leaving him only able to passively endure the attacks of the Starlight Unicorn. In a matter of moments, as the stars intertwined and tore at each other, spiderweb-like cracks appeared on the demon armor of the Destruction Knight, spreading at a visible speed. Blood seeped from the gaps in the shattered armor. Knowing he could not withstand this terrifying power, the Destruction Knight stopped defending and swung his greatsword to launch an attack. As the giant sword was swung, a terrifying red storm rapidly formed, sucking up rock fragments from the ground, causing magma to erupt and a heat wave to engulf the entire dungeon space. It can even defend against and resist. It's really resilient. Lin Xiao slapped Starlight Unicorn and said, "Let him see whether your Starstorm is more powerful or his destructive wind is more powerful." Starlight Unicorn rears its head and howls, its starlight scattering with the dance of its mane, exuding nobility and mystery. The power of the Starstorm increased dramatically, and in the blink of an eye, it devoured the Destruction Knight's destructive winds. Then, a star pulse pierced through his demon armor and chest cavity, successfully defeated the Destroyer Knight, gaining 5 million experience. These abyss monsters didn't drop anything. After seeing that his experience points had increased significantly, Lin Xiao noticed that no materials were dropped after killing the Destruction Knight. Even the Despair Knight before him was like that. Are these elite monsters in the abyss all penniless? They don't even drop a single material. After silently making a complaint, Lin Xiao prepared to head to the next dungeon map. Just then, the Calamity Spirit appeared, pointed to a pile of stone ruins not far away, and said, "There seems to be someone there. Is anyone there?" Lin Xiao looked over. "Yes, there is someone, but they've been buried. But it seems he's about to die. I probably have about 5 more minutes to live." "No, he can only live for 3 minutes." Ignoring Calamity Spirit's pointless argument, Lin Xiao quickly ran over and moved all the rubble in front of her, revealing a person buried underneath. No, to be precise, hidden inside. Lin Xiao rescued the man and then had Slime treat him. In less than a minute, the man woke up. The man opened his eyes and saw a figure suddenly appear beside him, as well as a unicorn. He was so frightened that he scrambled several meters away. "Ha ha ha! It must be your appearance that scared them." Lin Xiao ignored the other person's teasing and grabbed them back. "No, don't arrest me. I don't know anything." The man immediately begged for mercy, which made Lin Xiao realize that something was wrong. Could there be a traitor within their ranks? Was their being trapped not an accident? With this in mind, Lin Xiao quickly called out to him, "I'm not here to kill you. I'm here to save you." The man struggled for a while, then paused when he heard that the other person had come to rescue him. He looked at Lin Xiao carefully and realized that he did not recognize her. Seeing that he had calmed down, Lin Xiao put him down and asked, "I heard you were trapped in the Abyss Dungeon. The God of War sent me to rescue you, but, judging from your reaction, it seems that you are not just trapped." Upon hearing that the God of War had sent him to rescue him, the man excitedly grasped Lin Xiao's hand. "Was it really the God of War who sent you? That's wonderful. She was right after all. As long as I can hold on, someone will definitely come to save me." Lin Xiao immediately calmed the other person down and inquired about the situation. "My name is Ma Sanan. The reason I am hiding here is because our team has a disagreement with the other teams." Ma Sanan recounted what happened. At first it was just a disagreement. Then there were some frictions. But in the end they actually ambushed our captain, Liang Fangzhou, and killed him. Then we fled in all directions to avoid being caught. Finally, Lin Na hid me here while she distracted Dulin Ju and the others. We don't know what happened to her. Lin Xiao roughly understood what had happened. It is a situation that is both very common and not very common. When teaming up for a dungeon, people usually look for reliable teammates. especially for an abyss dungeon or a high difficulty one. They are usually familiar with each other and rarely kill each other for personal gain. Unless the profits are staggering. I'd like to know, what caused you to turn against the other teams? Lin Xiao asked. It's divine power. Ma Sanan made a surprising statement. Divine power? Yes.
Ma Sanan nodded firmly.
When we were conquering the realm of nothingness, a dungeon, we discovered divine power. At first, everyone was very excited. After all, it is extremely difficult to gain a glimpse of a god. Just as everyone was figuring out how to divide the spoils, the Ark Captain suddenly said, "This is Abyss Dungeon. We've discovered that divine power might also be an evil god. We must abandon this mission immediately." Everyone fears the Abyss, but Dulin Ju suddenly raised an objection, saying, "Gods are neither good nor bad. It's just a matter of who uses them." Because of his words, many people began to waver. Later, I don't know what happened, but the three team leaders discussed the matter with each other. After the discussion, the atmosphere in the team became strange. Dulin Ju has become increasingly extreme. We all believe he is influenced by divine power. When we suggested taking turns guarding him, he attacked us and refused outright. At this point, Ma Sanan lowered his head. It was at this moment that Captain Ark noticed something was wrong and warned us to be careful. But not long after, he was murdered. Chapter 429, Divine Power. Lin Xiao never expected that divine power would appear here, and because of the appearance of divine power, the opinions of these teams were divided. Given such enormous profits, this is indeed the case. He was just very curious about which god's power Dulin Ju and the others had found. I already know what happened. If your teammates aren't dead, I'll bring them back. As for Dulin Ju and Feng Shu, Ma Sanan said, naming another team captain. Yes, I'll give them a chance. If they don't accept it, I'll kill them, Lin Xiao said. His mission was to come in and rescue people. As for the relationship between them, he wasn't very interested. He could just take them back and let the god of war deal with them. Moreover, Lin Xiao doesn't believe Ma Sanan's one-sided story. It's hard to say whether he was influenced by divine power, and it's necessary to find other people to verify his words. You found divine power in the third map of dungeon. It seems that this realm of nothingness dungeon is not simple. Lin Xiao was becoming increasingly curious about this dungeon. If I can find divine power here, perhaps chaos can grow again. The third map. Ma Sanan was taken aback and said, "No, we've been in here for a long time, and it's not the third map in dungeon." Lin Xiao frowned. "Isn't this the third map in dungeon?" Ma Sanan explained. "That's right. Because of the special nature of the realm of nothingness, Abyss Dungeon, the map is not fixed. And for some reason, this dungeon seems to have merged with other Abyss Dungeons, which makes this Abyss Dungeon even more difficult. It incorporates other dungeons." Lin Xiao finally understood why she felt something was wrong when she came in. It was because she had merged with other dungeons. Does this mean we'll encounter several bosses? Thinking about this, Lin Xiao became extremely excited. This was a wealth of experience. After confirming everything, Lin Xiao looked at Ma Sanan and said, "You should be safe now. Are you capable of escaping Abyss Dungeon?" Ma Sanan shook his head. "You can only leave after passing through customs." He glanced at Lin Xiao before noticing Lin Xiao, the starlight unicorn, and was awestruck by its noble and sacred appearance. After a moment, he came to his senses and asked, You also got separated from your group? Because he discovered that Lin Xiao was all alone. No, it's just me. Ma Sanan was taken aback and exclaimed, You dare to come and rescue us all by yourself? He couldn't believe that the young man in front of him was so bold. Judging from his appearance, he was probably only in his early 20s. Are all young people these days so brave? Is there a problem? Lin Xiao asked back, not waiting for his answer, and continued, Since your house has broken away from Abyss Dungeon, I'm also very strong, an 80-level priest. I can support you in battle. Unnecessary. Unnecessary? Ma Sanan was puzzled and hadn't yet understood what Lin Xiao meant when she saw a stunningly beautiful girl appear behind Lin Xiao. Before Ma Sanan could even ask a question, he was frozen solid. Lin Xiao then stored it in her storage space. How could he possibly let a complete stranger follow him, especially since their group had a history of killing their own comrades? The mission went relatively smoothly. At least we learned what happened to them inside the dungeon. Riding the Starlight Unicorn, Lin Xiao entered the fourth room of the dungeon. Due to the special mechanism of the realm of nothingness, all the positions in the dungeon had changed. The fourth dungeon room, still filled with the black earth and the thick smell of gunpowder, is still within the same dungeon. Just as Lin Xiao was searching for the abyss monster, a delicate short sword stabbed at him from behind. The moment the opponent launched their attack, Starlight Unicorn's talent Star Sense had already sensed the danger and pinpointed the opponent's location. It leaped swiftly, dodging the sneak attack from behind, and at the same time, the horn on its head lit up, unleashing a galaxy-like shockwave that blasted directly at the opponent. Abyss Monster reacted quickly, dodging the attack launched by Starlight Unicorn when its first strike failed. Lin Xiao then got a clear look at the other person's face. It was a female-looking demon, with a lithe figure, dressed in tight black leather, her clothes inlaid with red runes and ornaments, radiating an eerie light. Her face was sharply defined. Her eyes were sharp and fierce, revealing endless terror and murderous intent. And her long white curly hair was casually draped behind her, forming a stark contrast with the color of her clothes. The two exquisite short swords in his hands gleamed with a dark red light, as if flowing with blood. The blades were engraved with mysterious runes and surged with powerful dark energy. Dread Knight. Level 80. Quality Legendary. Talent Demonic Power S rank. Skills Demon Protection, Fear of Death, Red Wraith, Teleport Attack, Roar of the Mad Dragon. Another Knight. He has encountered 3 knights since entering dungeon. Despair Knight, Destruction Knight, and now another Terror Knight. High-level Abyss dungeons are really different. They only have elite monsters. Lin Xiao ordered Starlight Unicorn to attack, but the Dread Knight was faster, instantly appearing in front of Lin Xiao and thrusting down with a short sword that released dark power. Teleport Attack. So fast that people can't even react to it. Lin Xiao did not dodge, relying on the protective capabilities of her equipment to block the attack from the terrifying knight. Seeing that her attack had failed, the Dread Knight immediately retreated. But Lin Xiao was not about to let her get away so easily. She caught up with her in the blink of an eye. You think you can just run away after hitting me? Not so easy. Lin Xiao gave a cold laugh. Just then, Starlight Unicorn turned its neck, its horn pressing against the back of the Dread Knight. Starlight power continued to gather, and as she broke free from Lin Xiao's control, a powerful attack slammed directly into her. Boom! The Dread Knight was severely injured. Parts of his tight leather armor melted, revealing the black, charred demonic skin beneath. Starlight Unicorn pressed its advantage, preparing to finish it off. But at that moment, the Dread Knight suddenly floated into the air, then curled up, forming a special transparent shell around itself, seemingly entering a state of self-protection. The Starlight Unicorn attacked, but failed to cause any damage. It's the demon's protection that temporarily puts her in an invincible state, Lin Xiao said. Although the Dread Knight has entered an invincible state, she is still unable to move or launch an attack. Just as Lin Xiao was wondering what the point of her doing this was, one red vengeful spirit after another emerged from the special transparent shell and launched an attack. Chapter 430, The Red Vengeful Spirit, resembling the head of a demonic ram, exudes an eerie red aura, appearing extremely unsettling and sending chills down one's spine. Starlight Unicorn, destroy them. Lin Xiao quickly issued the instructions. The starlight shone brightly, directly bombarding the red vengeful spirits, but a strange thing happened. The Starlight Unicorn's attacks could not cause any damage to these red vengeful spirits. What's going on? Just as Lin Xiao was wondering, these red vengeful spirits had already attached themselves to Starlight Unicorn, and then a demonic ram's head appeared above its head. Lin Xiao saw that Starlight Unicorn's attributes were constantly decreasing as it was being absorbed by the demonic ram's head above its head. What a powerful skill! It's impossible to destroy it by ordinary means, and the reduced attributes have actually been absorbed into the Terror Knight. Lin Xiao looked at the terrifying knight curled up into a sphere, whose attributes were gradually increasing and recovering. More and more red vengeful spirits gathered around, attaching themselves to Starlight Unicorn. With each additional spirit, the absorption rate increased. It cannot be attacked under normal circumstances, but its properties change after it is successfully attached. Lin Xiao immediately made a move, unleashing a beam of starlight directly at the red vengeful spirit above Starlight Unicorn's head. Because of the companion Starlink, he can also use the abilities of the Starlight Unicorn, unlike a regular summoner who cannot fight on his own. Successfully defeated the red vengeful spirit, gaining 100,000 experience. Successfully defeated the red vengeful spirit, gaining 100,000 experience. Successfully defeated the red vengeful spirit, gaining 100,000 experience. They even have experience, and quite a bit at that? Lin Xiao was immediately surprised. Normally, the derivatives summoned by abyss monsters do not gain experience, but the red wraiths summoned by the Dread Knight can gain experience. 100,000 experience points are barely a factor in his current level, but there's no reason not to take advantage of such free experience. As the red wraiths were continuously killed, the speed at which the Dread Knight absorbed attributes slowed down considerably, showing signs of stopping. I don't believe you can stay holed up inside forever. Starlight Unicorn, prepare to attack. While killing the red vengeful spirit, Lin Xiao issued commands to Starlight Unicorn. Starlight Unicorn lowered its head slightly, its horn pointing at the Dread Knight, ready to attack at the slightest movement. Glug! Lin Xiao killed the red vengeful spirit for a full 5 minutes before the terrifying knight, curled up into a ball, finally reacted. Cracks appeared in the transparent shell enveloping her body, and just then, Starlight Unicorn launched an attack, but she seemed to have been prepared. The moment the transparent shell cracked, it unleashed a roar of a raging dragon, forcibly interrupting Starlight Unicorn's prepared attack. In that instant, the Dread Knight teleported away. When she saw her shadow again, it was already above Lin Xiao's head. The two exquisite short swords, radiating a terrifying dark power, suddenly stabbed down towards Lin Xiao's skull. It must be said that the Dread Knight found a very good opportunity, and the angle was very tricky, giving him no time or chance to react or counterattack. But just when the Dread Knight thought she was about to succeed, a black scythe appeared in front of her, blocking the fatal blow to Lin Xiao. When the crisp sound of metal clashing echoed all around. Before the Dread Knight could even see how his attack was blocked, he saw a black scythe slashing down at him. The scythe exudes the power of death, capable of taking the life of any living being at any moment. Puff! The incident happened too suddenly, and given that it was a full-force attack from the Dread Knight, even though she was aware of the attack and wanted to defend herself, her body couldn't keep up. He just watched helplessly as he was slashed. Blood gushed out like a fountain. Before he could even scream, the Dread Knight realized that the Starlight Unicorn had come up behind him, its horn already pressing against his back. Boom! Starlight impact! The powerful force blasted the terrifying knight away, and the two short swords also left her hands, falling far away and piercing into the black, barren earth. Successfully defeated the Dread Knight, gaining 5 million experience points. Congratulations on reaching level 76. After killing 3 knights in succession, and with the large amount of experience gained from killing lots earlier, Lin Xiao's level finally increased. Great! I like this kind of simple yet experienced abyss monster. Lin Xiao recalled Death God Knight into the summoning space. The Eternal Night Guardian's talent was just triggered, and he automatically came out to block the attack. Just as Lin Xiao continued forward, 2 portals suddenly appeared in front of her. One of the portals is a different color than the normal portals. Sanctuary of Blessing can only be opened after defeating 3 cursed knights. Entering will grant you the blessing of the great cleric. Oh, it's a hidden map. I was wondering why I wasn't getting any materials from killing these knights. Turns out they were waiting for me here. Lin Xiao's eyes lit up, and she entered the Sanctuary of Blessing without hesitation. A flash of white light, and the scene immediately changed. This place is no longer a black, barren land filled with the smell of gunpowder, but a magnificent, holy temple filled with a sacred atmosphere. It is decorated with extreme luxury, and the ceiling above can even be seen to have been carefully carved by a master. The scenery here is completely different from the outside. Is this the Sanctuary of Blessing? Lin Xiao walked along the red carpet toward the great cleric statue, curiously looking at the surrounding decorations. Just as he arrived in front of the statue, a loud and resonant voice echoed in the Sanctuary of Blessing. Great and brave warrior, you defeated the 3 fallen knights with your incomparably strong belief. Now I bestow upon you a great blessing, hoping that you will continue to fight on the battlefield, for your ideals, and for your country. As soon as he finished speaking, a beam of holy light shot out from the great cleric statue and struck Lin Xiao. Instantly, Lin Xiao felt a warm sensation throughout her body, and her strength gradually increased. Directly increases attributes. Good stuff. Lin Xiao watched as her attribute panel steadily increased, and couldn't help but smile with satisfaction. But suddenly he sensed something was wrong. The blessing he had received showed a strange sign, and then became unusually cold. Soon, Lin Xiao felt her body starting to go out of control, and her strength gradually began to run rampant. Oh no! This is a trap! Lin Xiao immediately realized that this was not a reward in Abyss Dungeon, but a trap. His eyes gradually turned bloodshot, his emotions became increasingly irritable, and his head throbbed with pain, as if horns were about to grow out. "You want to turn me into a demon? Don't even think about it." Chapter 431. Lin Xiao fought back fiercely, expelling all the power that had been injected into her body in an attempt to regain control of it. "Don't even think about it," Lin Xiao roared. The creature switched back and forth between human and demon forms, making Starlight Unicorn, who was watching from the side, very anxious. It attempted to attack the great cleric statue in front of it, but the attack had no effect. Wow, is he going to transform into something else? It was already this powerful, but it also has a second form. It's really amazing. However, why does his second form look so ugly, with a pair of horns growing on his head? Not good looking. That guy again, he seems to have a pair of horns on his head. He's really not good looking at all. Calamity Spirit casually discussed Lin Xiao's second form, seemingly unconcerned about his current situation. "Is this the power of blessing? Why do you resist it? Only by accepting the blessing can you be more courageous in the battles to come and not be lost." The great cleric statue speaks again. Lin Xiao's body was further crushed, and the image of the demon seemed even more solidified than before. "Blessing? Blessing my ass. This is clearly the power of the abyssal demon." Lin Xiao roared and transformed back into human form. "Even if it's a blessing, so what? No one can force me to do it if I don't want to. Who do you think you are?" Boom! A powerful aura of chaos erupted, expelling all the blessing power that had been injected and returning it directly to the great cleric statue. Snap! The sudden return of power struck the great cleric statue, producing a slight cracking sound. Then the statue began to sway precariously, as if it were about to fall off. "Get out of here!" Lin Xiao sensed something was very wrong and immediately mounted the Starlight Unicorn to leave. But at that moment, the great cleric statue fell down and shattered into pieces, releasing a black aura from within. "Why are you resisting the power of blessing? Are you sent by the dark pillars to steal our power of blessing?" The once loud and sacred voice had now turned into the hoarse groan of a demon. Lin Xiao saw the black energy escaping from the great cleric statue and coalescing into a 5-meter-tall demon. He was tall and imposing, with a pair of huge, curved, and sharp demonic horns on his head. His face was covered with dark red markings, and his eyes were filled with anger and pain, as if he were enduring unimaginable suffering. He exuded a red demonic aura, as if his entire body was enveloped in evil flames. His demonic heavy armor was covered with strange runes and blood, and a golden gem was embedded in his chest, which seemed particularly out of place with his demonic body. That gem seemed to be the last glimmer of his faith. Demon Ball, Boss. Level 85. Quality, Legendary. Talents: Demon Body, S rank. Demon Child, S rank. Skills: Demon Lightning Array, Demon Touch, Holy Light Radiance, Demon Stance. Upon seeing the information before him, Lin Xiao's expression grew more serious. This is actually an 85-level boss. Judging from your appearance, you've probably been demonized by Abyssal as well. Lin Xiao faced the demon before her head. Although the other party had not told her anything, she roughly knew what had happened through the series of events that had just occurred. "Don't worry. I'll free you from the torment of the demon right now." Lin Xiao set up an attack formation and immediately ordered Starlight Unicorn to launch an attack. Then, the lucky spirit was summoned to assist in the battle. He didn't summon Death God Knight and Snow Maiden Doll, even though summoning them would have ended the battle faster. He wanted to test Starlight Unicorn's strength and see if it could handle a powerful enemy. Wow! Is this your new summoned beast, Master? Great! Great! Lucky Spirit couldn't help but exclaim in amazement upon seeing the Starlight Unicorn. Stop talking nonsense and hurry up and help it fight. Let's see if the two of you can take down the boss in front of us. Lin Xiao said. Huh? Just the two of us? Where is everyone else? This is an 85-level Abyss boss. Lucky Spirit, clutching the dice, stared wide-eyed at its master. No, it's just the two of you. If it doesn't work out, then you can stay in the summoning space from now on. Anyway, I once recruited a support, summoned beast, that was even stronger than you. Lin Xiao said calmly. Even stronger than the Lucky Spirit is the Venus spirit body that was forcibly taken over earlier. If we don't say it that way, we can unleash Lucky Spirit's potential. Otherwise, she'll be slacking off all the time while she's fighting. Ha! Lucky Spirit panicked for a moment, but she quickly regained her fighting spirit. Don't worry, Master. I'll try my best. After saying that, he threw himself into the battle against Starlight Unicorn. Abyss, Black Plague Prison. You madman! You madman! Let me go right now, or you'll regret it. The Black Plague was pressed onto a stone slab, and a cannula continuously extracted blood, full of bacteria and plague, from it, which was then stored in a transparent crystal jar. The woman did all this silently, completely ignoring the Black Plague's roars. Moments later, crystals began to form in the blood collected in the crystal jar, and Black Plague looked at it with fear in his eyes. Be a good boy and cooperate with me. I will let you go after I finish the experiment. The woman spoke calmly, then took out the blood crystal that had condensed in the crystal jar and began further refining it. The originally crimson blood crystals gradually turned black, becoming terrifying, as if they were the source of all calamities. What exactly do you want to do? I can't breathe, Black Plague asked weakly after having a large tube of blood drawn from him. It had no recollection of when it had offended the other party, nor did it even know who the woman in front of it was, before it was captured and brought here. I didn't know what to do at first, but I never expected you to break away and completely separate from the god of calamity. The woman's words caused Black Plague's expression to change. How did you find out about this? Even Grand Duke Zhou Yuan didn't know about it. The woman offered no explanation, simply stating her words. It was precisely because of your accident that he couldn't succeed quickly enough, and had enough time to do more. You! Black Plague stared at the figure behind the woman and suddenly felt a chill run down its spine. It vaguely sensed that the other person was about to do something to it. You must remove the plague from your body. No, you can't do that. It knew that once the calamity was removed, it would be close to death. Escape. We must escape. We must escape from here. Don't even think about running away, you can't get out. Just obediently finish my experiment. The woman turned around, holding a syringe in her hand. She melted the black blood crystals she had refined into a strange, black water, which she then injected into Black Plague's body. Ah! Black Plague let out a roar. Then his entire body became frenzied, releasing plague energy continuously, turning the entire cave into a terrifying source of plague. But the woman stood still, unmoved, shutting out all plagues and germs that approached her. Bang! Suddenly, the shackles binding Black Plague broke free. Instead of attacking the woman, it quickly turned and ran away. The woman did not stop it. She even watched it leave. I hope it will succeed. I don't have much time left. The woman murmured to herself, then walked out of the cave. Outside the cave, a giant werewolf stood guard. When he saw the woman appear, he was about to speak when he noticed her eyes change from clear to cold. So he chose to remain silent. "What are you doing here?" the woman asked coldly. The war chief didn't look at her, and coldly replied, "It's time to get going." Chapter 432. The demonized great cleric is very powerful, especially the thick demon armor covering his body, which Starlight Unicorn has been unable to destroy despite several attacks. As the light of power fell, Starlight Unicorn launched another attack, its starlight transforming into prisms that refracted the light of the starry sea, blasting towards the demon priest before it. Roar! The demon priest let out a roar, the golden gem on his chest radiating a dazzling light, the demon horns on his head continuously lengthening, and his strength rapidly increasing. "Woa!" Lucky Spirit cried out in alarm. "Master, quickly call others to help. This is going to be tough." Brush! Just as Lucky Spirit finished shouting, Starlight Unicorn emitted a galaxy-like radiance, and then a vortex rapidly gathered at its feet. The vortex was formed by several interwoven galaxies, releasing terrifying star power. The Milky Way vanished. Starlight Unicorn unleashed its strongest attack on the demon priest. Lucky Spirit quickly followed, unleashing a barrage of amplification skills upon it, and at the same time, the dice finally rolled a 6. The original starry universe expanded instantly, almost completely covering the entire sanctuary of blessing. Sensing the danger, the demon priest roared, his body glowing with an evil light as he pushed himself to his limit. His already thick arms transformed into a giant demonic hand, reaching out to grab Starlight Unicorn. The demon's arm was enormous, even larger than the demon priest himself. Lin Xiao watched all of this and could see that the huge demonic arm was the root of everything, and it was this demonic power that turned the great cleric in front of him into a demon. Boom! The demonic hand blocked the cascading galaxy of space. The terrifying power of the galaxy flowed down the demonic hand, making a sizzling sound. This power was rapidly eroding his armor, skin, and flesh. The demon priest also sensed something was wrong, and his other arm quickly completed its true demonic transformation to resist the onslaught of the galaxy. But the horn on Starlight Unicorn's head lit up, and the galaxy expanded once again, this time directly bursting the entire sanctuary of blessing. The next second, the enormous demonic arm was instantly devoured, followed by the demonic priest. Successfully defeated Demon Boss, gaining 70 million experience. Obtained Demon Armor, Epic Equipment, *1, Demon Blood, Material, *10, Golden Cleric's Heart, Consumable, *1, Demon Treasure Chest 82. Lin Xiao's experience points increased by half, and he immediately looked at the reward he received. The demon armor is just individual pieces, not an epic set, which is a bit of a shame. Demon blood is just a rare material that can be left for Remy. But Lin Xiao is quite impressed with this golden holy heart. Golden priest's heart. Quality, mythical. Effect. After use, you will be promoted to great cleric. This is actually a job change item. Lin Xiao exclaimed in surprise, as this was the first time he had ever seen a job-changing item. Generally, professions are granted by the temple. There is no other way to obtain a profession. But now he actually saw an item that could change jobs. It's unbelievable. If word gets out about this, I bet a lot of people will go crazy over it. Lin Xiao could imagine the power of this thing. Job change items mean having a chance to choose your life again. After all, who wouldn't want to be a combatant? This is good stuff. Perhaps we can keep it for Lin Xiao. Lin Xiao thought to herself. But then I remembered that she already had a job, even though her professional skills were still uncertain. Never mind. I'll just put it away for now. Lin Xiao abandoned the idea of giving the prop to Lin Xiao. After opening the 2 demon treasure chests, I obtained an epic-grade demon leggings and some materials. Despite having the word demon in their names, they are not epic sets, but just individual pieces. Master, he doesn't seem to be completely dead yet. Lucky Spirit looked at the nearly shattered great cleric in the distance and said, "Not dead yet." Lin Xiao was startled and immediately became alert, looking in the direction where great cleric had died. He has returned to his original form and is no longer in demon form. Lin Xiao hesitated for a moment, then walked over and saw that his body was collapsing and dissipating little by little. It was you who saved me, so I no longer have to suffer the torment of the demon. Thank you. Lin Xiao looked at the other person, bowed and said, "This is what I should do. You can leave in peace." He didn't know the other person, but he was willing to give his life to resist the abyss, which is worthy of respect. This is for you. Thank you for freeing me from the devil's temptations." Great Cleric took out a cross pendant, and as soon as he raised his hand, his entire body vanished, as if this single action had exhausted all his strength. Lin Xiao caught the falling cross pendant, and just then, a notification sound rang in her ears. Received a gift from the Great Cleric. Use it to gain blessing power. Oh, is it a skill or a talent? Lin Xiao was somewhat surprised. She hadn't expected such an unexpected gain. The cross was exquisitely made, and even after many years, it still radiates its due light under the illumination. Here, take this. It should be a support-type ability. Lin Xiao said to Lucky Spirit, who was standing next to her. Oh, really? Lucky Spirit was thrilled. But before she could even rejoice, she received a notification that she had gained the power of blessing. "Thank you, Master," Lucky Spirit said excitedly. Lin Xiao looked at Lucky Spirit, and the information panel immediately displayed that there was a new talent listed in the talent section. Blessing Power S rank blessed by the Great Cleric. The effect of support-type skills is increased by 10%. Seeing the effect of the talent, Lin Xiao couldn't help but exclaim in surprise, "This support effect is amazing." This made him think of the profession of Great Cleric. Perhaps this profession, through the power of blessings, provides combatants with different amplification effects, making it a very strong profession. Lin Xiao guessed. Unfortunately, there are no suitable candidates for this position at the moment. Looking at Lucky Spirit's new talent, Lin Xiao decided to upgrade it. After all, this talent was only S rank, but he had accumulated quite a few talents during this time, enough to upgrade 3 S rank talents to the dazzling rank. Lin Xiao selected 5 S rank talents that weren't very useful and immediately merged them to upgrade Lucky Spirit's talent. Received SSS rank talent, Archangel's Blessing.